Hi, this is Steve with Pavement Services. Today we're doing a handicap ramp. Ramps can't slope more than 1 in 12. It comes out to 1 inch per foot. It's kind of a dark mix. It'll lighten up once it sets up. We added a gray color to it. That's what the customer wanted. We like to use a small rock when we pour these ramps, so when we put our grooves in there, it finishes it so much better. Wherever the ramp makes a turn, you have to install what's called a landing. And landings need to be 5 by 5 and flat. If you notice, we've got one landing coming out of the door. We're going to have one piece that's going to slope about 5 foot. We'll have another landing and we'll make a turn. The guy's hitting the side of the form to knock the air pockets out of the concrete. If you do that, you won't have a bunch of honeycombs when you pull your forms down. We'll install grooves in the sections that slope. A ramp can't slope more than 1 in 12, which is 1 inch per foot. Be legal. And to get a cross slope, it's a 1 in 50, which is about a 1/4 inch per foot. If it exceeds that, your ramp won't pass spec. This ramp will need handrails in it. Any ramp that is higher than 6 inches is required to have handrails. This concrete's 5 inches. We're using number 3 rebar on about 16-inch centers. This is the last little piece I got to pour. We've got curbs down here to hold the dirt in. The finisher down on the end, he's bull floating the concrete, smoothing it out. These guys are screeding the concrete. That man's got a come along in his hands, what they call it, a come along. I don't know where they came up with that word. We're filling up the forms with concrete where the curbs are going to be. We'll strip these forms down once it sits up a little bit. We're using a 3/8 inch pea gravel rock. It makes it a lot easier to finish a concrete with a smaller rock in it. We're going to come back later and install some grooves in here once this concrete sets up a little bit. concrete. We'll come back and put grooves in it since this concrete sets up a little bit. Okay, we're back. We're putting the grooves in the concrete. This is harder than it looks to keep them lined up. You have to use a board as a guide, otherwise when you get down to the end, they'll be crooked. We still have our forms up down on the curbs. Once it sits up a little bit more, we'll pull those down and finish them. You only need to put the grooves on the sections of the ramp that actually slopes. This piece right here is called the landing, and it cannot slope. We have another landing right over here outside the door. And we have one more landing down at the very end. Wherever a ramp turns, it will require a landing. And these landings need to be 5 foot wide.